Home Office blogs report on UK's wide-open border. A top-level review was carried out to assess vulnerable entry points, but the findings remain secret, leading to claims the border is wide open. An urgent probe described as a serious reconsideration of the points of vulnerability was ordered in late 2015, but almost 2 years later the findings have not been made public. Since then there have been disturbing examples of asylum seekers sneaking into the UK on speedboats and in light aircraft. Using Freedom of Information laws, the Daily Express asked the Home Office, when the review was completed, what its findings were and what actions had been taken to bolster security at vulnerable border points. The request was refused. Experts said the closure of a so-called jungle refugee camp near Calais had seen gangs target less well-protected routes into the country. Former UK Border Force Director General Tony Smith, now a leading security advisor, said, "There is no overwhelming evidence of widespread penetration of our small ports and airports by illegal immigrants, but it is a very high risk. There is still a very large number of irregular migrants crossing into and across continental Europe, seeking passage to the UK, and plenty of human smugglers are only too willing to exploit them." UKIP migration spokesman John Bickley said, "The Home Office response is frankly embarrassing." Since the 2015 general election, UKIP has been calling for another 4,000 border force staff and to increase and improve infrastructure and systems. This was before the Brexit vote, so that recruitment figure is the bare minimum. If the government is serious about taking back control of our borders and immigration, there are thousands of ex-servicemen and women who would be ideal for these roles. Why isn't the government using them? When is the government going to produce a comprehensive paper on how our borders and immigration will be operated after March 2019? Last year, 2 British people smugglers were each given 4 years for trying to bring 18 Albanian migrants by boat through Dymchurch in Kent. Robert Stilwell and Mark Stribling stood to pocket £2,000 each, ferrying the human cargo illegally from Calais under the cover of darkness. The Albanians, 15 men, a woman and 2 children, paid £5,000 each for the crossing. But the operation ended in disaster when the boat broke down. Of its refusal to publish the review, the Home Office said, "This was an internal piece of advice and not intended for publication, but it has led to significant work relating to the delivery of border force maritime operations." The Home Office has a policy of not releasing operational information regarding specific ports. This is because it could be used by potentially hostile groups seeking to identify vulnerabilities at the border.